All right, we're recording, dude.
Oh, shit.
Shit. What are we going to? Panic attack? Are you freaking out?
I'm sweaty. I'm
sweaty?
schwitzing.
Look, it doesn't matter. Like, literally, if this is just for us.
If it doesn't matter, do your fringe.
Well, what if it comes out good? Well, then maybe that'll add to it.
Exactly.
Maybe that's exactly
I
what
promise you.
You'll feel better?
Yeah.
You'll
Oh, relax.
Now I can.
Now
I can relax.
Ready.
I can't. It's also just like, one, it is like poking me in the eye.
Yeah.
Two, I'm off.
You look too
I'm
good.
Obviously,
You're like distracted by.
I can't stop looking at myself.
It's just high fashion. It's just.
No, I'm evil. This is the evil point. Obviously. I don't want to come off
As evil as I am inside.
I don't want people to know how evil I can look. That would be embarrassing.
Yeah, everything else, fine.
This,
not okay.
not okay.
No, you should. You feel good, baby.
Okay, maybe I'll try this one.
No, that was ambitious. These are too loose, I feel. You run the risk of just a little Danny Zuko slopping forward.
A risk of a Danny Zuko. If there's a risk of a Danny Zuko, I'm
taking
in.
it.
I'm in, buddy.
Well, it could be Grease Lightning. That could be
Grease Lightning.
Okay, you've tried many different things.
Yeah, I think the normal bangs will do.
I think it's time to
I think this will do the normal. You know, I'm trying to grow up my bangs, and it's just such a fucking
journey,
pain,
man. It's a journey. You got to go through evil, Danny Zuko. It's just stages of growing,
and that's just life.
That's what we do.
That is how we live it.
Stages. Danny Zuko stages. I'm in a Danny Zuko lane. You must cry.
Okay, welcome to What It's Like podcast. I'm Kaylee Ashland. This is Chelsey with a couple of last names, but they don't matter to you.
Or my mom, because she doesn't know.
She doesn't know?
Well,
wait, your mom doesn't know that you married a Mexican?
She found out some time after. Too much time. Anytime is too much time. To be like, Mom, I don't know if... Did I tell you that?
I don't know if
2 months ago I married a cholo from Sonora. He's clean now. It was a process. So Chelsey Ray Ayrton Contreras is my official name.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you hyphened.
I hyphened
Yeah.
the whole thing. You have to address me as the whole thing every time.
Wait, so in Mexico, do you have to like go and change your last name?
Yeah.
So you did it.
I did, but it's not unlike like my Dutch passport, New Zealand passport are what they were, and just my Mexican card.
Why'd you change it? Because you like it?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Contreras.
No, it's really cool.
We'll cut that.
No, we'll keep it.
I live there. It's cool.
We're keeping that one.
I'm married in. It's good.
Yeah, no, it adds. Then you should go to a new continent and then add a new last name.
And just keep hyphenating until I've done Earth. I'm thinking about it. I need a green card.
Yep.
Ashland, Chelsey Ray Ayrton Contreras Baker.
Yeah. Kind of got a ring to it.
Yeah, it was an ABC. But anyway, yes, that's what I did. I did. And I get to get divorced in January. Big day for me. For you. Big day for you.
Big day for me.
You're next in line.
Must be. So, yeah, I met Chelsey not even a year ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've known you my whole existence.
And you've been
really.
to Mexico more than I have since then.
Yeah,
Coming and going since then.
I really have.
Yeah.
Man, when you opened my door to Mexico.
And you were like, well, that was easy. I'm in. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. And that's what you've been doing the whole time.
And now I'm a changed woman. I'm a changed woman. But yeah, sometimes that story you've told me with you and Bronte in the airport, if you'd please share it.
Which one?
Because sometimes I feel like that when y'all are in the airport and you're like in your bikini and like painting your toenails.
Yeah. That was too long in Puerto. So Mexico is not the problem. We are, first of all. I'm the problem.
But everybody in that's not weird to do in Mexico.
In small town Mexico, you kind of just get cut off from everything.
Yeah.
I don't know anything that's happening in the world. I don't really understand what's going on with all the big problems at that time. I'm just thinking about that I'm hot.
I'm hot and my car's not working.
And my car's not working again. And my mechanic is a salsa dancer. So I got my own problems. But I did a stint.
He's got a big competition coming up.
He's taking my car to a quinceañera this weekend. Come back more broke. Edgar's a good guy.
Wait, that's a real thing.
For real. He takes my car all the time to fix the tiniest things, and it always comes back with pinatas and cans of tuna in the center console. Not a lick of gas in it. Gave it to him full. He gets around. I wish I could have a car. But I was in, too long in Puerto. Should try to leave and touch base just in Mexico City even. Like Mexico City would work. It's still a city and you're connected a little more to what's going on in the world. But too long in Puerto and we just turned into animals. It was 8 months of not leaving and we were flying to Holbox. And I just remember at one point being at the airport and just like looking up at me and Bronte sitting on the seats, barefoot, tiny, tiny little shorts, little crochet bikini tops, the hair like hell, probably feathers and braids. I might have had a hacky sack. I don't remember. I was on mushrooms. Just painting my toenails, sitting in Mexico City Airport. And I looked around and that's like a hub, like a mecca. There's people from everywhere there. Business folks, briefcases, laptops, clean smells. And, I was like, oh boy.
Stress. There's stress in the air.
And I wasn't stressed until I noticed. And I was like, shoot, I've been gone too long. I need to touch base more often.
With the stress.
Don't like it. But that's the problem. And you've been there. Like you were in Puerto for like a couple of weeks and you can feel how quickly you just become wild.
It's so easy to me, dude. That's how I want to live.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was the first time I had permission to live like that.
Because it's hot as hell, man.
Oh,
It's hot. Everyone moves slowly.
Yeah. Let me just do what I got to do. Leave me alone. Time doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Right before this, I was telling Eric, he was telling me his car's got no doors anymore. And I was like, man, my car's got no seatbelts at the moment. And then I was like, oh, ever. It's never had seatbelts. Mm-hmm. And I was dropping a friend off at the airport in Puerto and the cop pulled us over and he was like, hey, seatbelts on. And I was like, shit, sorry. I was like, where did I put that? I was like, there was just like a little plastic thing hanging there that used to have a seatbelt on it. I've had the car for like a year. I was like, oh, don't have one. And the cop was just like, well, what can you do?
What can you do?
Que tengas un buen día. But things are more chill there, like in every way. And then in every way.
They're like, oh, it's broken. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Things break here.
Yes. And I have to try and tell people at work, like, I got no internet. They're like, call the internet guy. And I'm like, what, Edgar? My mechanic / salsa dancer? He's busy. I need my car. It's just a different pace of life. Yeah. And I think I've got a lot of friends who have come to visit that find it hard to slow down because it's like, it can be a little stressful, like just laying around in a hammock and it's like, what are we going to do today? Like if you're on holiday, it's like you feel like you need, like, what are we going to see? What tourist attraction are we going to do? What's the crazy next thing? And it's like really nothing here. It's just hot and we're slow. That's it.
We walk around and if we can get a ride, we get a ride.
But as soon as you got there, you had like 5 naps. I was like, okay.
She gets it. Midday is nap time on vacation.
Exactly.
Especially in Puerto. There's nowhere, it's too hot. Nowhere has AC.
Yeah. Well, not anywhere we hang out.
Yeah. And getting to the river is like adventure.
It's the task of the day.
We should tell that story.
Oh boy,
that is a good one.
I'm still anxious. I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah. But I can tell that story too, so
yeah.
it's okay.
I'll pass that one over to you.
Yeah.
Many layers of trauma there.
Yeah.
Fun, but
it was, but it's a
I
good
think
story.
the anchoring of that story is just that, like, the chaos that every day brings in Mexico and any, like, there are
And
certain,
we add to it, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think there are certain people that just have, like, chaotic vibrations happening, and just, like, if something weird's going to happen, it'll happen to them. And then Mexico is the place where it's like, also, it'll happen here. So, like, anything unworldly, like, your day can be so chill, and then it's just like this.
Yeah.
thing.
This is, everything is chaos all the time. Yeah. So I was on vacation, first time out of the country.
It's like coming out with me here.
Yeah. in this tiny freaking place in Mexico that's just nothing like I've ever seen before. And we were a couple days in, and we're like, let's go to the river. Thinking it would be a chill river experience.
I think we'd been partying. No. We'd been having a couple of big ones, and we were like, let's
chill.
Down to nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connect with nature. But for some reason, we thought, what else would be good to connect with nature? Little hit of Molly. I'm on vacation. I don't got to worry about a damn thing. We're just going down to the river. But we've been there before.
No, but we went deep.
Yeah.
We ended up going like 2 hours
because we lost the spot that we had found.
Yeah.
Before. We wanted to find a different spot. We had to ask a bunch of people for questions. This lady was driving that is a friend.
She won't see this. Go on.
Yeah, she won't see this. That was a friend, and she was like, just cool with it. I mean, she was just driving us around. We had 2 dogs in there, and we were just like, cruising, and it was all chill. But we kept getting lost.
Yeah, and we were trying to find like a good point of entry. We went too deep. The point is we went too deep into the mountains.
Like 30 minutes.
More, like an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Really, we went way in there, and then that was a bad spot for chaos to ensue.
Yeah. So we're finally like, and we found a spot. It wasn't even good. We were just like, we'll settle for this spot.
We can't keep driving.
We're done. Let's get in the water. It's
like,
hot. Yeah. It's hot. So we're there. We're chilling, dipping in the water. We're like, have some music on. The dogs are there. We're, chilling.
Everyone's cool.
Yeah. And then
Kaylee's like, hey, look at these. 2 caps. 2 caps, 2 girls.
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking? And we thought maybe we should half them.
Yeah.
2 bigger cap.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
And then we're like, what else are we going to do? I mean, we can do anything, I think.
We were like, look at the vista. Like, it was just beautiful green. We had driven so far away we were so isolated and safe. Mm-hmm. Everything felt so safe. We had luncheon.
Yeah, we had lunch. We had drinks. We had everything.
Along.
Someone driving.
Yeah, so we were like, why take a half when you can take a whole damn thing?
We're on vacation with Kaylee and Chelsey.
Neither of us speak Spanish, but we like drugs.
So then,
you can't put this anywhere. It's incriminating shit.
I think it's in Mexico. It's fine.
Not your problem, America. And my husband's got us covered. He knows a few people quite high up.
So we're good to go. So yeah, we do all that and we're chilling, and then the dogs start getting a little weird, and Chelsey is saying stuff like the dogs are being weird, and we're like, chill out, Chelsey. Like,
relax, man.
It's not a big deal. They're just playing. They're just having fun at the river.
And I couldn't tell if it was my alert, like if I was too aware of things, but I was like, I feel tension, but maybe I'm the tension, so I just need to ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's like, it's cool. And then the dogs get into a fucking big fight.
And it's like my housemate's dog is a pit bull. Beans, my little Beans, is like a little skinny, weird whippet thing. Mm-hmm. And so this dog can rip his head off in like 2 seconds. And they were ages away. By the time I saw it fully turning into a fight, I was like, oh no, that's a fucking dog fight, like a bad one. And everyone was still not really believing me. Everyone was like, huh. And just kind of watching it. So I started running over on my own, coming up really on a big hit of MDMA. I was like,
that was when the come up started.
yeah.
And
I was
all I
running.
hear is you going, it's bad. And I'm like, and I'm like, what do I do?
I was like running at them, but still having a whiteout from coming up. So I was like,
Yeah.
But I got him. But I was too far ahead of everyone, and so it took me ages to
And we
rip
were
it
like,
up.
we were like, it's gonna be fine.
All
Like they're gonna,
yeah.
and you're like,
All
"It's
three of you guys
bad."
watching, I was like, I need help. I'm so high. Trying to pull them apart. And it took ages until finally someone could come and help rip them off. Everyone was like, the dogs were cut up. Zephyr's eye was almost out. My dog's leg was like ripped to shreds. So River Trip Sunday, it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
And so no vets were open. So River Trip was cut short. And
We're like, we have to go to the vet right now. It's bad. Yeah.
It's bad. Beans' arm was just like a big flank open. And Zephyr was not in a good spot either. But we had like an hour drive back through the mountains.
With 2 injured dogs
who want to kill each other.
Yeah, and this random lady's van as we're coming up on Molly.
Yeah, they were at least normal. Why were you and I taking charge of it? We had no business. We had no business.
We're like, gotta go. Let's I don't know. Something happened, like when the Molly hit and that, and I was like,
make a plan.
But then I was just, and then I remember the ride, and it was like, you were playing that song. I was like, it's out of my control.
Yeah. So I'm just
gonna coast for a little while, because that was like literally the only option. Just an hour in the mountains, just like bleeding
with
dogs,
like Beans just sat
sweating,
pouring in sweat, and I just remember leaning back and like looking back at you every now and then, just like, and he would just be like, I'd be like, what? 40 minutes of this. Trying to be cool. And then it just got more stressful because we got into the Pueblo and there was not a vet. There was no vet. So we were just like,
the first one had a sign that said they were out to lunch and they'd be back in like 2.5 hours.
2 days.
And it was like, be back at 4:30. It was like 2:00. And then it was like close at 5:00.
Yeah, fully booked.
So we're like, let's go into town. And they were like out to lunch the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like closed.
Yeah.
And then we were just like driving around
with 2 dogs that wanted to kill each other.
And Bronte, your housemate, she was like, stop the car. We're like, oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we were like in the middle of like vets and like, we're like, what do we do? And she's like, stop the car real quick.
We both dogs bleeding out. Yeah. Me just like maybe dying. Just trying to hang on. Stop the car.
And we're like, all right, maybe she saw somebody to ask, or another vet or something. And she comes back a few minutes later with like with shorts, and she's like, "Aren't these so cute?" I just had to get them. And then you're like, "Yeah, girl, you could wear that with that top."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this other girl that has nothing to do with either of the dogs or anybody, she just has a car. That is why we're hanging out.
She's like, look how cute. I was like, I'm not mad.
And she is so nice about it. Dude, and we finally get to the other vet, and we have told them by now, we're like, we took MDMA.
many
yeah.
M's and
It
D's.
was a bad. We're here. This is where we're at. And Chelsey was just like drenched in sweat. We get to the last vet, and then Bronte's like taking them in, and we're outside
because I couldn't take them.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my dog in because I was like, I can't get myself out. How can I get him in? Help.
Yeah, just dripping sweat, just unwell. Yeah, and then she was like trying to get you to come inside because there was AC, and you're like, no,
I don't want to change my environment.
I can't move. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. Man, I remember I had to pee so bad. Felt so good in that. That was the only place I've ever felt AC.
And the Oxos as well.
Yeah. The Oxos. Yeah. Man, it felt good. Man.
But it was started so calm, and we were like, it's so green, let's take the whole one. Yeah. 4 hours later, keep shorts and blood.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mexico, go on.
Yeah, we just went back to the house. So the last vet ended up calling us, and we got them fixed up. And
they had to stay there. We went back to the house.
Yeah.
Bless her, the lady that was with us dropped me and you off.
And then went back to get Bronte.
Yeah, and dealt with the dogs.
Yeah.
But we just had a shower and laid down and chilled out and then took a little more MDMA. and went to
Mexico.
We went
Mexico's wild, man.
Can't blame Mexico for anything.
Yeah, okay.
Really.
For real? I know, but it's like it gives you that like I can do anything.
Yeah.
I made it through that.
Because nothing shocks anyone there.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. It's like a collective acceptance of derailment.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it is there. Like there's tornadoes and hurricanes and fucking black water problems and everything's crazy. Everything's like ramshackly and falling apart and bad things are happening to everyone all the time. So your little moment in the bigger scheme of things, you're like, well.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You walk past seeing me throw up.
Yeah, outside Pareo, which is the dirtiest club in the world. Yeah, it was a hell of a trip.
That's why you don't take 2 MDMAs in one day, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be throwing up outside of a bar. But it was really funny because I kept needing to, and I kept like almost doing it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "You call that?" She was like, "You need a spew."
You call that spewing, Kaylee? Have at it.
And it just was like the courage I needed
to really
get that
yak it out.
But then we had like the most beautiful night, man.
Yeah, it was really nice.
That was insane.
It's up and down. It's up and down. And everyone just walking around doing this, having their own same little crazy narratives on the side of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. And there it's just whatever. Yeah.
But that's why you can't stay there for too long.
Yeah.
Because you get totally disconnected.
Yeah, you get stuck in it.
Lucky I have a job that like anchors me in the real world a little bit.
Yeah.
Bronte always says this too. Like she's owns a bar in that town and like her whole world is like figuring that all out. Whereas I have a job that's a little more anchored in the real world. There is one.
Yeah.
And so I kind of have to be good for that.
Or the simulation. Is it anchored in the simulation?
It's anchored in something that I am not.
Yeah.
So every now and then I'm like, I need to be good for that, whatever that is. So that's helpful, but Bronte doesn't have that. And I think if you're in Puerto, like when I was there for too long, I wasn't working at the time either. And so that's when I really just got a bit hooly-dooly.
Yeah.
Hooly-dooly on it.
Yeah.
Which is why now I make it my business to leave like every 3 months. Not to do more than 3 month stint in one time in that place.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place you've ever
been? I like so many places and there's so much I haven't seen. But in Mexico, my favorite place is Guanajuato. It's a state. There's a town in there, San Miguel de Allende. That town is gay. But everyone likes it. Yeah. That's voted like the best place to go, that town. But it's in the state of Guanajuato, and the main city of that state, Guanajuato City, is incredible. It's super accessible still. It's like affordable. It's super cultured. It's like a city still, like it's one of the biggest cities, like Mexico City, Guadalajara, Guanajuato. So it's one of the bigger ones, but it's not overrun by tourists because everyone goes to San Miguel. So no one really goes there. And so there's just heaps of music and art and pulque and the city itself is just stunning, like the way it's built, the architecture, gorgeous. In the world, I'm like tickled pink by Rome at the moment, which when I say that, everyone goes, oh, Rome. So everyone I've said Rome to.
Oh, Rome.
Oh, Rome. Like, it's such a tourist trap. It's so touristy. And it is. It's Rome. Fuck.
But there's a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a reason why things are the way they are.
It's fucking
Isn't that
cool.
weird?
Yeah. I was like, well, you're telling me people like it? That means I shouldn't like it.
Yeah, what the hell? Everybody just wants everybody to be hipsters nowadays.
Yeah. It's like I was actually in Bolivia. I know that not many people are going to Russia at the moment, but I do. Rome for me is like the one at the moment.
Yeah.
But it has chaos as well.
When's the last time you were in Rome?
I was there before I got to Austin last year. So like end of last year, like August, September of last year. Yeah. And it had this and I took my dog.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's when you went for like a few months to Europe.
Yeah. But it had that same like vibe, like Rome just feels like anything could happen at any time. Like when you're walking around, it's like, oh, anything, good or bad, could happen. And it's this like sort of
Get that mass shooting feeling, or
No.
is that just the U.S.?
I don't know that one. I'm from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Cops don't even have guns there.
Do you ever feel like that here?
A mass shooting?
Yeah.
I don't really know that feeling, so I don't know. I don't
You
really
don't know the feeling of a mass shooting?
what kind of gay club is this? No, I don't know. I don't know what that energy would feel like. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, when I was in New Orleans last year, I felt unsafe, but I still happened, and it was one of my favorite places, New Orleans as well,
Yeah.
actually, for sure. But I felt like palpable tension. And in the few days that I was there was like 5 shootings on Bourbon Street. So I was like, man, is that what that feeling was? Like,
Yeah.
Is that what
That's
I
a
felt?
feeling. Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know it. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, and then I feel like I got it bad whenever I went to Vegas. Like, and the day I left, the next day that mass shooting
Ugh.
happened in Vegas, and I was like at that hotel.
Full disclosure.
What?
You know how I said a bubble where I don't know what's going on? I'm like, yeah. I have no idea.
No, you don't know
what
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay, it was the biggest one in America.
Okay.
Maybe, is it still? Yeah, it's the biggest one in America. It was like at a country music concert, and this guy shot people out of his hotel room.
How do I? So that's what I'm saying, where I'm like head in the sand where I live. No idea.
Right. But it's like if you live in America, you know about that because it's just such big news. Well, I mean, when it's that big.
Okay, 2017.
Yeah.
Holy
God
damn.
Yeah.
At whose country show was it?
It was, who was playing? It was like
That's not the question that should be asked.
I don't know. It was like it was a country music like festival or something.
Okay.
But yeah, like a couple.
Yeah, festival.
Yeah, it was a festival. I don't remember who. Oh, I think Jason Aldean might have been playing or something. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But I mean, he was playing in the festival. But yeah, there was a big shooting during one of the concerts, and because it was below one of the hotels, and so he just shot out of his window and killed a lot of people and injured 900. And I was in Vegas. I was at that hotel the day he checked into it.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was there the day before the shooting happened.
Wow.
And so that was the one I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's close.
It's been happening.
Yeah.
I think America, so of all the traveling that I do, whenever I come to America, Mum's on my ass.
Yeah.
She's like, are you safe? Where are you going? Who are you hanging out with? She's like, I don't know why you go there. So the perception outside of America is that it's really scary in there because this kind of stuff's whack. Like, Mexico is dangerous. Everyone's like, oh, Mexico's dangerous. But it's just me and you taking MDMA.
Right. Yeah,
That's what's dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, if you fuck with a cartel, I mean, that's dangerous. Yeah. And, like, also just having no, like, I guess sense of reality sometimes, just being caught up in the day and stuff. But I mean, someone got attacked with a machete while I was here last time. Remember,
stuff happens, for sure.
But that's like if you fuck with a cartel.
If you're acting like a twat, like something is going to most likely happen. But also,
if you keep to yourself,
it's all good. Yeah. Whereas in America, you can keep to yourself and still be caught up in a shooting of 800 and whatever people. Yeah, that's what's scary about it.
Yeah.
So you were in Vegas, but you didn't feel.
No, I didn't. But I feel like since then there's so many times where I'm in like a crowded place and I'm just like, what can happen right now?
Yeah.
Like what protection do I have? What's my exit? Where
can I hide? Who can I throw in front of me?
Yeah. Keith's big.
Yeah. Always take someone you don't like that much. Yeah. Why are you inviting him? You'll know.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Human shield.
So I always have a plan, man. I really always have a plan.
Is that why you always take me to shit? Am I the shield?
Shield. Never. I would shield you. I would throw people in front of both of us.
And children if need be.
And children if need be. You're everything to me.
Oh. It's nice.
Okay, really? Okay, so this is I think this is another thing you're talking about. Yeah, we met like when did you come? It was like November or December of last year.
Yeah, I was here for 3 months, so October, November, December, or maybe November, December, Jan, somewhere in there.
November, December, Jan. I
Yeah.
think I met you in December.
Yeah.
And I mean, just immediately we're like, who are you? You just everything's easy.
Yeah.
It's like usually
It was this exact, but without this.
Yeah,
and
literally.
more beers.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally. Speaking of.
Salute.
I'll take another though. But okay, yeah, we're just like immediate.
We were born at a very young age. Let's start there.
Yeah. Man, peanut butter in my jelly.
Right?
Who would have thunk
it?
Yeah. But it was just like instant, just like, who are you? And just like, where have you been forever?
We'll hang out.
Yeah, I guess we'll hang out again and
Forever.
again and again forever. Yeah, I really feel like you could just, you're my life partner.
Yeah.
From that here
It's
on
crazy.
out. Yeah.
I remember you added me on Instagram because I was so drunk the night we actually met. I couldn't really place you, and I was like, "Who's this girl?"
Yeah, you literally couldn't place me. You asked me my name like 6 times. You're like, wait,
Cammy,
your name?
Tabitha, Cameron, are you a boy? It doesn't matter. 2023. Fine. You're you. You're good. You're fine. I'm not. But then I come to that house party. And even that seemed weird. But,
Yeah.
but this is what it's about. Like,
But we sat on the couch and it was just
Straight
us
away.
just talking.
You're like, I'm having a house party at a house that I'm looking after for
Yeah.
a graduation. You're like, it's all above board. And I was like,
But
checks
come
out.
on.
Yeah, I have no questions. I feel safe. I'm going into it.
Yeah. And everybody else was like, what the hell? And I'm like, we're going.
It's like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
But it's like, since then, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just, we just have this, I mean, I feel like it's just one of those things. It's like, we were supposed to meet
Yeah.
for some fucking, I don't know why not till now. What the hell?
Maybe we had some work to do.
We had some work to do.
And some more
Yeah.
thereafter.
It was like we were supposed to meet, and it's like beyond anything you can imagine. It's like,
Yeah.
why? I mean, it's like how you want every friendship to be and
Mhm.
every relationship to be. It just flows and it's easy and
Yeah.
you're on the same page and it's
And it doesn't happen often, but it won't happen ever if you're not open to it. Like,
Right.
it does not happen often.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so when you're like traveling around, you meet a lot of people that you could leave on the tape. Like, it's come if you must kind
Yeah.
of vibes. But if you're not open to it, then it's just not going to happen.
right.
And so that's why I feel like if I stay too long in one spot, then it's like, well, imagine who I could be meeting. There could be
Right.
like 20 other Kayleys.
Yeah.
Someone in Sweden is you, but blonde as hell.
No one could be me.
No.
You know that. Why the hell?
That'd probably be rock climbing, and I'd get annoyed.
Why the hell? Yeah. I don't fucking rock climb.
Okay. I'll rock.
I fucking rock. I don't rock climb. I fucking rock.
Yeah, it's a good little. I'd never been to Austin. I didn't know what to expect, and then it was just like a good little group that I sunk in, like rhythmed up with, and then you just meet
Yeah.
all the legends, like all the people that are like minded. Once you meet one,
Yeah, then you
everyone's-
can connect more for sure. Yeah, and I feel like I had just started finding that like right before you got to Austin.
Well, had you been here? Like, how long had you been out of Houston?
Well, I moved here in 2019, but I moved here with my boyfriend at the time.
And COVID.
And yeah, and we lived in the suburbs and COVID, and we were just lame people. I mean, I worked at a brewery out there.
You don't need to pronounce any letter in that word other than the B. Bruh. I was working at a bruh. Bruh. And everyone would be like, bruh.
Been to one of those.
Yeah.
Heard of them. They make beer.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Bruh. You were working at the bruh.
Yeah, so I was doing that, and I was staying over there. Like literally, I would go out in like Pflugerville, which is like Pflugerville. You weren't there. You were in the front seat to see it. Yeah, it's real. That's a real place. People live there. They exist. They live very sad lives.
Sounds like Pleasantville, but Blah.
Yeah, they live real sad lives, except for Lori. Shout out Lori.
Shout out, Laura.
Everybody else depressed. Called it. Yeah, so I didn't like hang out with these people. Like I knew like some of the gang or
Yeah.
whatever, like a couple of people, but I didn't hang out.
Why did you move there, coming into a new city? Why Plavukova?
Because we were like looking for a house for the dogs to have a
Right.
yard.
Yeah.
And it just like made like literally every other, like we looked at another house in our price range and it like had like literally this big of a fence with chickens on the other side. And we have like a little pit bull mix. And I was like, that's not gonna work. And it was like a duplex too. And then this was like a full 3-bedroom house with a, it just makes sense. And that's
Yeah.
why people do it.
Yeah, 'cause
It
it
just
makes
makes sense.
sense.
It's like
Yeah.
I can pay less for this amount of room
and
this
be
huge
way less
yard.
happier.
And be
right? But
like,
money
it just
a little.
makes sense, but money a little. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we pulled one of those. He bought that house. Yeah, we started renting it, and then he ended up buying it. It just made sense. It's
Say
just
no more.
it really-
Science. Human science. Made sense.
Checks
It's
out.
the worst how much happens because it makes sense.
I know, and yeah, man, and I really remember. I remember making that decision. It just makes sense, like it really does. And I
Yeah.
remember saying that and making that decision, but still being like,
Don't
shit.
feel good.
No,
It makes sense.
But it makes
Shut up.
sense.
Heart, you don't know. Makes sense. Do it.
Yeah, I've calculated it in my brain.
The number is math.
Yeah.
ain't it?
But that's why you gotta listen. I mean, you gotta do a little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to, and yeah, I've trying to find that balance, and sometimes it takes doing 2 mollies in a day.
A day.
I mean, I think for all the suffering I had, I get 2 mollies in a day in Mexico.
So Plavukkerville happened, but so did that happen in my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were just out there for how long, like not loving Austin?
So
Is it still, it's still Austin?
it was like on the border, but it's Austin and then like Pflugerville and then Manor. It's just like it's like 20 minutes from downtown, like literally like
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not how I
here.
would have spelled it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pflugerville. It's
Pfluger.
yeah, and
Jesus,
people
it's built up. It's
people
like
are
subdivisions.
depressed there.
It's kind of pretty looking though.
It
Clean.
does not help. I mean, it
Organized.
does, but it's like look at him.
He is masking a deep depression.
Okay, none of this represents Pflugerville. Wait, keep scrolling.
That water slide's sick. You kidding me? This is fun. You guys should just hang out there every day.
No, Pflugerville Austin Emergency Center. Just
Bet more
imagine
friends.
that.
Yeah, okay, more of that. Less of the
Yeah, less of the Typhoon,
Typhoon.
Texas. And by the way, Typhoon, Texas kind of fucking doesn't rule.
Not that fun.
I don't care what any of you guys say. It's an indoor water park. I want to be outdoors water parking. You know?
Indoor.
Yeah, indoor. I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's not that fun. You know? Not 2 mollies in a day in Mexico fun.
Exactly. On the spectrum
It's
of-
Pflugerville fun. It's Pflugerville fun.
Pfluger.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
If you can see the map,
Yeah.
that's Austin. That's Pflugerville.
Houston there.
Yeah.
New Zealand down there.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that
true.
how you imagine where it is?
So wait, hold on. I used to live.
Okay. In the middle of the
Yeah.
washed out peach part of the map.
In the middle of the washed out peach.
It's
So
not
you
gray.
think about that?
Yeah,
It's not gray.
but-
It's not great
Either.
either. It's not full peach.
How long did you last?
2019. So I think 2021.
Wow.
We broke up. Wait, yeah. Fucker's married now. That's crazy, isn't it?
In the same house?
In the
In
same
your
house.
house?
In
In
my
the
house.
same bed?
In the same bed. He's married in the bed that I was not married in.
That I was unhappy in, but that
That
was
I was-
still mine. Always.
That I begrudgingly had sex with him in. He's in the same bed they're married. That I cried myself to sleep in while he jacked off in the closet.
Romance, man, the heart. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So, ladies and gents, if you're in a relationship like that, get out.
Find the bright page.
And then you'll find a chance.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. You gotta let some things go to let some good things in.
Yeah.
You
big
know?
time.
And it was hard because he's a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
he was a great guy. Like, for real, like my best friend.
And
Like,
it would have made sense.
yeah, you would have liked him. Like,
Yeah.
for real. And it really made sense. Like,
Yeah.
on paper, everything made sense.
Yeah.
We were best buds, goofers,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it just was
You
not
just
it.
got sick of him jacking off in my good dresses.
I'm a good dresses.
I'm not Monica Lewinsky. I'm Kaylee. And I deserve to be happy. Get it, girl.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what happened. So yeah, I think in 2021 we broke up, which was a lot. It was a big experience. A lot happened to get there, and it was hard. But we're still friends. You know, not like best friends.
Yeah.
I haven't met his wife. But I did go pick up my camping gear last
This
week
weekend.
at his house.
So this weekend that we just had, you got,
Yeah,
oh wow.
that's where I got the camping
Thank you
gear.
for taking that on the chin for us.
Well, really,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I don't mind. I love him. I love his whole family. I'm still in contact. His mom texted me yesterday asking how I'm doing and how my stepdad's doing. Like, he's in hospice, and
Yeah.
she checks in on me, and it's their family forever.
Still plugged in.
Yeah, and the lady I work for now at the that owns the property I live at,
Yeah.
she is my ex's sister-in-law's aunt that
Yeah.
owns that property. So that's how I have everything I
Wow.
have today.
Yeah.
For real.
Crazy.
For real. And we're still friends. I'm still good friends with the sister-in-law and his brother. I'm gonna go visit them. They live in the UK.
yeah.
They're like, please, you gotta
When
come
are you
visit.
going? Can I come?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go together.
I want to go next year,
Okay.
and that's all I got.
Just throw a
That's all I
dart
got in
at
my
a
brain
calendar.
skis. Yeah, and let me know.
And I'll just probably hit someone walking past. Like, well, we're going with him. I don't know when, but we're going with him.
Just follow him until you get to UK.
Yeah. And that's how you travel.
And that's how you live in Puerto.
Throw a dart at a person and run with them.
They know where they're going.
So you had not been in Austin long. But when
No.
I got there, you had just kind of been a
I
year.
had-
No, yeah, you would have just been
Yeah.
a year out of whatever and that
Yeah,
finding
and-
your group.
Yeah, and I was living with Nicole, and yeah, we were finding out. She had gotten out of a 6-year relationship. I got out of a 5. We moved in together.
Yeah.
Great, great time. It was exactly what we needed. You know, someone to party with and someone to
Yeah.
cry with.
Yeah.
Really, someone to be like, "What do we do?
How old are we?
How old are we? We're doing great. You're doing great.
Do the dishes, just in case.
Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. You know,
in
we're
case,
mates.
like, in case the feds come to check. Like, how old are you? Your ID says 30, but your dishes say 18. How old are you?
Are you sure you can rent this place? Yeah, dude, you know what? I feel like most of adulthood is that, and most
Yeah.
of life is that. Just being like,
Imposter.
Is this okay?
Yeah, it's totally.
can I do
This
this?
is like me here talking into this. I'm like, is this okay? Is this safe? Can I break? Can I hurt? Can
Yeah.
I hurt something? And the whole thing.
Well, that's what you know what? That's what I started doing. I started going like, anytime I start getting anxious about something, I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? I die.
Oh, yeah.
then I'm dead, dude. I don't have to worry about a goddamn thing about this earth.
Yeah.
I am dead.
Oh
I am out from here.
Yeah, that's what I think about my student loan. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll pay that never. I'm
When
going to
I'm
die
dead.
one day.
Yeah.
Then what?
What are you gonna do?
But I have no kids. Beans. But I'll maybe outlive them.
You might. You might. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty. It's a toss up.
Yeah, it's a real 50-50. No, the imposter thing is the realest thing ever for everyone always. And no one even knows that everyone is also feeling it.
Right.
Like when you were like, come and talk on this podcast, I was like, talk words? Like I can't. What if
You
people
had a full-on
panic attack? I was like, I can't do
And
that.
I get it. I've had that while recording a podcast. Like, people are hearing whatever I'm saying. Who's hearing this? Don't matter. Probably 6 people, if that.
Yeah. But still, the physical response to fear is like
Yeah.
insane.
Paralyzing.
Like the rationale is like, yeah, I'm obviously not worried that like 20 million people are going to hear this and be like, oh, she said fuck 20 times and took MDMA.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
But it's just like, what if physically I can't talk?
Yeah.
What if my windpipe closes and I die? Oh, but then I'm dead.
But then you're dead and you don't have to worry about the podcast at all. That's what I'm saying. That's how you do it. That's how you get rid of anxiety. This is
You
mental
think
health
about
advice.
death. You think about death, impending death.
Well, okay. Well, I guess maybe you have to make friends with death first.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody tells me they want to die all the time anyway.
Yeah. So you're like, come on my podcast.
And feel death. Fear death and feel it.
Befriend it.
Make
And
love to it.
If you must. Touch it there. Twice there. Never there.
No. Nuh-uh. You don't want to know
This
what
is
happens
death.
then. This is death. You don't want to fuck with death. But yeah, I mean, well, maybe that's the thing. I feel like that's been a big part of relieving anxiety, accepting death, accepting that I'm gonna die, and I have no control over when or why or how or what.
Yeah.
None.
And so just do scary shit and just know that you could
Yeah.
die.
Well, just like, and it's like, yeah, you can eat healthy because you don't want to die, or you can do those things, you can run because you don't want to die. But it's like, I do those things because they make me feel good. Well, sometimes I do those things, you know, like, but I try to eat healthy. We did yoga today.
If you must pry.
If you must pry.
It was hot. I was in
shouldn't.
child's pose for 45 minutes and then asana the rest of the time. But I had a nap at a different spot to where I had been napping earlier today, and that was yoga.
And that's yoga. That is yoga, ladies and gentlemen. No, that was good. It felt good. I sweated. It was like warm yoga. I sweated everything out. You really did.
I was worried, man. The amount of sweat that exited my body.
Yeah.
I couldn't do any of the poses. That's why I was in child's pose. Physically, I could have.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm capable, but my mat was slippery.
From all the sweat. I'd be sweating.
I've been sweating.
Steady sweating.
Yeah, straight up, girl.
Good in Puerto the
For
whole
like 5
time.
years.
Mhm.
For 5 years, I'm like, it's hot. I'm sweating. Have you got any drugs? For 5 years straight. But you know, I travel for new experiences.
I think
Go
I
to
was
another
sober
home.
for a bit.
I did. I was sober for a year, but I was
So
still
now
hot.
you know you can do it.
I
You're
can
like,
do it.
hey guys, I did it.
I was like, done. Don't mention it. Can do. Don't want to, but can.
can, but won't. But I will tell you, I did it.
I did.
Hey guys, I know I can do it. I
And
did it.
I was like, let's make it as hard as possible. I worked at a bar.
yeah.
So I was around alcohol all the time, drugs, everything, and I did nothing. I smoked a little bit of weed for a year. Not even ciggies, nothing. And these weren't really hot at the time,
Yeah.
vape, so it was just straight up me.
Straight up
In my
me.
sweat.
Just raw dogging life.
Yeah, but I had probably accumulated so much toxins that I lived off sweat for a year.
Yeah.
It was like re-releasing. I was like, oh, 2018, Friday night. I remember it.
It was a good one.
Yeah, I just lived off sweat for a year.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like that it's like accepting that I'm gonna die because everybody, you're gonna die. I hate to
Well,
break
what
it
were
to
we
you.
watching? No, Ali G last night. He was like, maybe 1 in 4 and 5 people die.
Yeah,
And
1
it
in
was
5
like-
people don't.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm,
He's like,
Sarah.
don't you think there's at least 1 in
Wait,
every
no.
5 that are like?
No, it wasn't Borat. It was his first character.
It was Ali G.
Yeah.
It was Ali
okay,
G. Yeah. And he was like, but isn't it more like 4 and 5?
What's his name? Sarah.
Sasha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Maybe it's every 4 and 5. I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
I like my odds.
It seemed like good odds to me. Better than the ones before.
1 in every 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or you could believe that. But it's just like we're all gonna die, and then I feel like experiencing so many people that have died in fucking weird ways randomly.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, it just happens.
That is so true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and then I feel like at first it's like sad. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, you know? Like I can't control it. You have to like radically accept that you have no control how you're gonna die or when, but you are.
Yeah. But even with that acceptance, you lose grip of it.
Yeah.
Like I have that acceptance and I have had these situations. But then it's like when you get caught up, like I was so nervous to speak into a microphone with you, who I could talk with for like 20 hours, who I do.
Yeah.
But
I
got
could
so
talk
caught
to
up.
you for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
really.
and we will.
Yeah.
But I got so caught up in that, like, oh God, that's not something I do. And then you get so nervous for no reason, but then you lose scope of the bigger thing. Where it's like, oh, what does it matter? In like a week, I could be in Russia. Like, no one.
Yeah,
it's
nobody
fine.
knows.
No one cares. I don't. But you get so caught up in the thing.
And the thing, like, yeah.
I think it's the paces of cities that get me in it sometimes.
Right.
Like, and there's so much tension everywhere anyway.
Well, America has that a lot. That's the difference. Like America, it feels different. I remember I wrote this like little writing exercise my friend was doing, or one of my old coworkers was doing at work. He was doing like writing exercises, and I just like joined his group. And it was like to write something about somewhere you had been. And then I wrote about Mexico, and I was like, there was so many chaotic people. I don't know, it was better written than I'm going to say it. It was just so many chaotic.
Coyotes.
So many
coyotes.
coyotes. Many coyotes. You were scared. You can't speak. This is me. And I run this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
Okay.
You can do anything.
Can I fart into that?
Yeah, do it. Please. Yeah. No, it's just like there's so much chaos going on at once. Like I've never been able to relate to so many people at once.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing. Like you in America, you have to have like this. There's this version, you know, and watching Barbie last night.
Yeah.
There's this perfect version of yourself that you need to act like all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how you need to present yourself. That's how you need to come off to other people.
Yeah.
It's like an unspoken rule of life.
Ugh.
And it's like, that's how they raised you. And that, no, can't do that. Don't pick your nose. Don't fart.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I fart, dude.
Sometimes.
Sometimes my tummy be hurting. And I gotta fart.
Let one
Just
go.
gotta fart a little. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
I'm a human.
Science.
And it's science, dude. Chalk it up to science. What am I supposed to do? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like we have formed this how we want people to look. This expectation, this like quiet expectation, and you just feel it. You feel the tension walking down the street.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I feel like I had a Muerto moment when I got here because I opened a seltzer and I was walking down the street with a seltzer, and then I was like, I can't do this. This is illegal. Let me chug it real quick.
Then you dropped
Throw
your
it away.
phone.
And then I dropped my phone, and I'm like,
oh, what's wrong?
What do I do?
Yeah.
You know, I had a Puerto moment.
Yeah.
Because you can do that
Oh,
there.
I have
It's
them
not
all the
a,
time.
it's not a big deal to fucking do, but you can't do that
in here
on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Well,
well, you did
in the middle of the day. It was light outside. It felt not right.
Dusk was coming. I think you were
Soon.
almost safe.
Almost,
We
but
just-
not quite.
We just needed to run.
It was
somewhere.
not
under a bridge.
It's not a good one. But
Yeah.
that's the difference. Yeah, like that. If I had done that in Puerto, it's like,
Yeah, no one would have thought twice about it.
nobody would have even looked at me.
Yeah.
But I feel like people were looking at me.
I think maybe that's why city stuff is fun for me. Like, I love it. I love to come to cities. I love big cities. I love Rome. And I was like, all the big cities you can think of, I love them. But if I stay in them too long, I start slipping back quickly into this like weird, anxious version of myself where I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's not even at all. Like, I'm doing all kinds of stuff when I'm in crazy places that are, there's just like a lower pressure. I don't know what it is. It's
You know what? Sometimes it's being around people that are like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, and then, oh, man. And maybe that's the thing. We were around
a lot of people.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been
were more anxious that were more anxious than us.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then you feel like you're like, you got to be, what are they might be anxious about this. I need to be anxious about, and it's like, you get stuck in their anxiety, man. Cause it's like, cause we both have that empathy, and it's like, oh, they're going to be upset about this for sure. So let me do something about it. And it's all catering to someone else catering to somebody else's anxiety. Yeah. When it's like, I don't even fucking care. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care if you shit on my floor, man. Just clean it up. Clean it up after. I don't care.
I think Austin is like a pretty cool, chill place in some ways, but also like a really like keep it uppy with appearances kind of place. Yeah. Like if I go out to some of the honky tonks around here, it's fun.
Some of the honky tonks.
Some of the y'all know what a honky tonk is.
I just learned this
because that is a new word for me. I don't know. But some of the bars I've been at, you just like everyone's so polished. Like I feel like I'm walking around in a movie.
Yeah, no, and they're gorgeous. Like it's all those people from California, man. And I used to be an Austin 8. I swear to God. Now I'm a 6. What the hell?
Man. Enter anxiety. It's only getting worse.
I was fun. I was chilling as an 8. I was happy.
You're up here looking down at the other 6s. Now you're like, can we hang? Y'all got plans?
Who wants to hang tonight? I know I'm just a 6. But I'm funny. I make up for it.
Yeah, I think it's here for sure. Like, I have not even looked at makeup when I live in other places, but you come back into like hubs.
No,
and
you
like,
don't want that on your face.
No, fuck no. Last thing you want. I can't even wear sunblock. I'm burnt like a fucking lobster the whole time I'm there.
Because this is the sweat.
You can't have lotions on you. It clogs the pores.
Yeah.
It's science.
Humidity.
Humidity, science.
I got made fun of for saying humidity so many times. Yeah. Like, that's a white people thing to say.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys live here and you don't complain about the humidity?
No, I do. As soon as everyone steps off the plane, they're like, ha! Humidity. There it is. And they say it for the whole 3 days of their holiday.
It's not the heat. It's not the heat.
It's not the heat that'll get you. It's the same in Nevada. It's the humidity. Everyone's like, oh, whoa. That's it. Yeah. Every new tourist you meet, they're like, how is that humidity? It's like, you come in rainy season. Did you Google anything before coming?
Well, not even in rainy season. It's like,
in Puerto is rainy season, but no, you come in dry season.
But it's still
white, still humidity,
humid.
still white,
still white, still a white person complaining about the humidity. Shit white people say.
It was a whole bunch.
Yeah, I know. And Bronte had quoted me on like 4 what white people shit white people say.
And I was like, I've heard her say that like every day. And I'm always like, oh no, I get it. That's how I feel.
You saying what we're thinking. Keep speaking the truth.
Good. That's hot in Puerto. But I feel like that was going somewhere I enjoyed, and now I've lost it.
That'll happen.
It will.
Yeah, we're closing up. We're wrapping up anyway. I
was like, we're trying to buy enough time to feel a fart in that, because no one said any bad moves when I said I wanted to. Everyone was like
full support.
I could do like maybe one of these ones.
And that is how you end the podcast.
And that's live.
And that's live for you. I remember when I found out how to do that, I was in bed at like 10 years old, and I was like, I couldn't do it. I really
Go under, because I think the fabric interferes.
No.
Loose butthole.
No.
Loose butthole.
I'm gonna sit this one out. Gay. Good night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening.